Hi there, I'm Heather, and this is episode 3 of Wear Your Damn Knits. Today we'll look at 3 outfit ideas and talk about how to wear our damn knits. Today I'm wearing the Zaden Spring Shawl. This is a free pattern by Staci Perry of Very Pink Knits. It is a long rectangle that I have looped around twice, and it is primarily seed stitch, but then it does have little sections of garter stitch just on this kind of end piece on both sides, both ends. So I use this pattern to showcase the 2024 Snail Yarn Advent Mini, the Advent calendar. This is the Merino DK, and she did a winter solstice theme. So we go from these blues into grays and then into these brown and almost creamy tones. I really like this style, or this nod to winter in not so traditional holiday colors. This was a gift from my husband last year for Christmas and was a really great set. It was my first time using snail yarn. She is a dyer out of Italy, so it was fun to try something new and just really great colors. I was able to save enough of each of the colors to be able to make a hat, which I haven't made yet, but it's ready to go. If I had it to do over again, as much as I love the look of the seed stitch, all that purling is really hard on my elbow. So I would probably swap it out. I would trade the seed stitch and the garter stitch. I know I'd be losing a lot of that fabulous texture, but it did take me a little longer to knit this than I would have liked. And it was because I just kept having to take breaks for that elbow. You know, when our bodies get in the way of our hobbies, it's really annoying. Yeah, so what I would say about this, absolutely gorgeous, great pattern, great yarn. And now we're going to look at this Zaden Spring Shawl 3 different ways. We'll start with the everyday classic. This is a basic look I'd wear, well, every day. Think jeans, casual shoes, some fun accessories. Here I'm wearing a black Madewell button down, light gray, perfect vintage wide leg crop jeans from Madewell, pewter Mary Jane clogs by Dansko, and my Zaden Spring Shawl. So a couple things I want to highlight here. First, it wasn't my go-to to put this black button-down shirt with this, but my daughter suggested it, and I really like the way it turned out. Sometimes, clothes are something that you can experiment with. What's the worst that can happen? You put it on, you hate it, you change the shirt. It's not that big of a deal. Another note is I'm short. I'm only 5'2". So you'll notice that these crop jeans are actually very much ankle length on me, almost full length. That's a height thing. They are a wide leg crop. I'm just short. So our second look is the elevated workday. This is a little more polished with third pieces, trousers or skirts, and professional elements. Here I'm wearing a neutral Banana Republic t-shirt dress, a charcoal open front cardigan by Tahari, charcoal tights, gray suede knee-high boots by Bondo, a light blue Coach handbag, and my Zaden Spring Shawl. I live in Minnesota and our winters can be a little chilly. So one thing I would do on a really cold day is maybe even put a heat tech shirt under the dress and a full slip to give those extra layers. Obviously, I wouldn't take the cardigan off if I'm wearing a long sleeved, sort of thermal shirt underneath, but that can be a great way to make sure you're staying nice and warm. I like the idea of winterizing a simple t-shirt dress that's more spring, summer, fall, and get even more wear out of it. Finally, the wild card is an unexpected look, or at least unexpected for me. For today's wild card, I've paired a tank and matching joggers from Athleta with a muted grayish olive merino cashmere cardigan by Organic John Patrick, on cloud sneakers, and my Zaden Spring Shawl. This is a wild card because even though I have a fair amount of athleisure, it's not my go-to. I tend to wear it more at home, kind of like Saturday lounge wear more than going out into the world wear. And so I really like the idea of polishing it up a little bit so I would feel more comfortable wearing it more often. So I like the idea of putting the cardigan and the shawl and just really kind of elevating that piece as well as staying warm. Just wanted to point out that in each of these three looks, I tied the shawl a little differently. It's a long rectangular piece that I can wrap multiple times. You can tuck the ends in, you can show the ends. One of my favorite ways to wear it is how I have it right here, which is just double and then swing it through the loops. I like the idea of wrapping it around multiple times and making it really warm, but I feel like it can kind of get a little bulky and sort of swallow me up. So that's why I like this one. I get a little bit more length, which with my height, I like to get a little bit more of that vertical line. Before we talk about what I'm working on, I thought I'd do a year in review for 2025. So 2025 ended up being the year of knitting for other people. Seriously, I kept 7 of the 31 items I finished. Now, I love to give things away. I'd like to knit quite a bit. I don't need to keep as much as I knit. So I do love to share things with people. So I'm not complaining, but I do laugh at myself when I'm like, okay, you kept 7 items. So I knit 5 sweaters, 8 pairs of socks, 2 baby blankets, 4 shawls, wraps type things, 10 hats, and 2 pairs of hand warmers. Now, how do I track all this? I have a spreadsheet that I use to track everything I have knit or plan to knit. Um, I think I started the spreadsheet because I would have all these ideas of things I wanted to knit and even yarns to use. And it was all swimming around in my head. So I thought, well, why not put it in a spreadsheet and at least I can see it. I can sort of look at when I'm ready to knit something else. What do I already have yarn for? What do I have patterns for? Where am I wanting to go? I've been using this spreadsheet since 2021, so it's working for me. I know it's super nerdtacular, but I love that I can plan and track and plot, and I can see what I've made when and for whom. This is all, again, items that I finished in 2025. That's just how I track it. It could have been started in 2024 or even earlier, although I don't think I had anything that was started before then. But yeah, it's just kind of a nice way for me to be able to look at what do I do and what do I want to do. So let's talk about what I'm working on. I have not finished any projects since our last episode, but I have started another sweater. So I'm going to grab that. This is the No Frills sweater by Petite Knit. Really great pattern. Although I have to admit, I was having problems with the way the raglan increases were written. The right side looked great. The left side looked like they were just microscopic little increases. So I tried and tried and tried, ripped everything out, and completely restarted the sweater on December 26th. And I'm just doing a very simple make one left, make one right, and am happy with how the raglans are turning out. I actually just separated for sleeves, so super excited. I've got fewer stitches on the needles and just working in stockinette. This yarn is a knitted wit. Oh my gosh, all of a sudden I just forgot the name, but luckily I have it. It's called We Can Work With That, and it's knitted wit sock yarn. This yarn is very special to me because I got it after having brunch one weekend day with my friend Danica, and Danica passed away last year. So I really like that I can knit with this yarn and reflect on my friend as I'm knitting a lovely sweater for myself. This is my project for the Yarniacs self-indulgent knit along that we do from December solstice to the spring equinox. So it's kind of a fun way of doing that. I wanted to show you also, I'm holding it double with this Knit Picks Aloft in the tarragon color. Here's my swatch for when I tested it with a pale pink and with the green. I felt like the pale pink was maybe the safer option, but I just loved the way the green just really kind of softened it out, but it almost made these darker pink points pop. So I went with the green. And this is what we're looking at so far. I'm really liking it. Petite knit is such a solid pattern knitter. I know there are a lot of people who, oh, petite knit, so overrated. I don't know. I think her patterns are good. And I mean, what else can you ask for, a super basic raglan, no frills sweater? Loving it. It's going really fast. I've kind of been ignoring everything else because I'm really just enjoying this sweater. And like I said, thinking about my friend as I knit it. I've also been making some progress on the Caramel Cardigan by Isabel Kramer. There's a story. I know I'm old school, I like my paper. For those of you who are not familiar with the Caramel Cardigan, it is, I just love it. The very first time I saw it on Ravelry, I thought that is such a cool sweater. And the pattern, the project page, or the pattern page, excuse me, has it in the kind of a gingery brown and then a navy blue. Well, I completely copied that. I'm making it in a Gian tweed by, I think it's Cascade, in dark sapphire is the navy, and then ginger is the ginger. And I think this is the coolest pattern. Look at this. It's so funky and awesome. And you see that I've got one sleeve done and I'm working on the second one. You know how sometimes your gut tells you something's just not working. I kept looking at this as I was knitting it, going, something's not right. Something's not working. I don't know what it is. Hold it up to myself. Yeah, no problem. Because usually my issue is in the chest. So, yep, no problem. I finally realized what the problem is. And it is this right here. It's the shoulder depth right here. This is a really narrow depth right here. And I have broad shoulders. So I need a much deeper armhole than what this is giving me. So I put it in timeout for quite a while, had a major, little pout fest, and decided that I would finish it for Christmas for my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is much more narrow in the shoulders than I am, and she will look fantastic in these colors. So I'm really excited to give this to her, but I was still too mad about it to finish it for Christmas. So I had her try it on as it is. It looks very cute. It's going to be slouchy on her, but it's going to be really cute. And now I just have to finish the second sleeve. I'm over being mad about it. But yeah, I guess my lesson is when your gut is telling you something is wrong, you probably need to listen to it, because our guts know. And I probably still would have finished it, but I at least wouldn't have been quite so mad about it if I had really discovered that sleeve depth or that armhole depth issue earlier. Enough of my drama with the caramel sweater. I knit another sweater by Isabel Kramer previously. I like her patterns. This one it's a free pattern. It's not super size inclusive. Again, I don't know what else we can expect from a free pattern, but it's clear, it's nicely written. Again, we had a lot of purling here, right? I mean, this is a cardigan with all of these, with these full fronts, which is the coolest thing about it. But my elbow did not like this. So it's taken me an uncharacteristically long time to knit the sweater, even before it was in timeout. Finally, I've done a bit on the polka hat. I talked about this previously. This is a double hat. One side is smooth fingering, the other is mohair. The polka hat is a pattern by Kiyomi and Sachiko Bergen from their book Moon and Turtle. This is my second polka hat. I think this is going to be one of my go-to hats, as it is just lots of stockinette, but it really is a really fun way to use some different yarns and just showcase some fun color combinations. Again, this is a gift, another gift from my friend Shauna. She has a beautiful pit bull named Dolly that she walks at night, and so the bright orange will look wonderful with her safety gear. As far as things that I have sort of on the radar, finish the projects I'm working on currently, and then probably do a another pair of socks, maybe even for myself. I know, shocking, right? I've got a little mini scarf planned for my mother-in-law's birthday in March. And yeah, just otherwise as the inspiration takes me. I think my next sweater I want to make a neutral. If any of you are familiar with the Eun sweater, EUN sweater, I love it. So I think that's going to be on my radar pretty quickly. But here we are, 2026. I don't really set any sort of knitting goals or anything like that beyond just continuing to build my skills and to keep on knitting, make things that I enjoy knitting, either for myself or for other people. If you've got ideas for patterns, I'd love to hear what you're working on or what you're excited about. And I really would love it if you shared how you're wearing your damn knits. Comment on the outfits. Tell me what you think. And then we'll just keep doing this. We'll look at some more sweaters, some more shawls, and go from there. Thank you for joining me for episode 3 of Wear Your Damn Knits. Take care, keep on knitting, and please, I'd love to see how you wear your damn knits. Drop any questions, comments, outfit ideas down below. Share, subscribe, and be well. Thank you.